Round 3. Fight!
Good morning, everyone.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new day here.
Hannes 3000, looking amazing in the yellow t-shirt.
Wow, thank you, sir. Oh boy, do we have exciting stuff to do today. Don't we, Martin?
Hannes is ironic. Okay, so...
I'm not ironic. Every day is like a dream here.
Thank you for joining in, keeping us company. Today I have to teach myself something before I can move on. So yesterday I started to figure out, basically the project right now is about getting feeling of where we have space to put different things. And one of the best breakthroughs we had yesterday is that I learned that I can put this muting mechanism here on the crankshaft here, because I thought the crankshaft would be in the way for this mechanism. And then I realized we can hide it in plain sight. We can use the thing that was in the way. And then I started to make motion link project here. I'm going to revert this position to just show you, to calculate the muting mechanism of this movement. You can see how it reacts to the programming wheel here. But I quickly ran into the limits of my knowledge. So I have to teach myself about motion links. I want to create like a spring-like motion. And that's what I need to do first. And I think it will be a useful tool for me to have during the rest of the design process as well. Like yesterday, I described it as like physics simulation with low resolution. And I think, I think this could be very helpful. So basically, sit back and relax while I'm painstakingly learning about slider joints, because this is what I've been researching. I need to make a spring-like movement, because once we do this thing here, I want the drum beater to return. So when the triangle skips here, it's going to be spring-loaded, and I want it to return like this. And then to complicate matters, this is the muting mechanism, and I want to see if I can also activate that. So that's on the agenda for today, and happy to have company while going on this adventure.
Well, you guys heard it. Fasten your seatbelts. It's gonna be a wild ride today. Here we go. Spring is coming.
Honestly, this is going to be the motion. Okay, so little bit of a backstory. On the second Marm machine we built, I forbid any link joints in Fusion 360, because at the time and the models we created, joints were crashing the program all the time and messing everything up. So I forbid the joints, which means during all my years working with this program, I've never really learned the joint thing. The joints seem to be working now, so I'm really behind in knowledge in this. So first thing I'm going to do is to create a new component, and it's going to be some kind of sliding joint. I want to learn how this works. So this is just to learn. Let's make a sketch on the middle of the drum plate. Drum plane, I mean.
And as usual, we have people coming in from all around the world. We even have Lee Bennett. Aloha from Hawaii.
Oh, wow.
And good morning from Kungsbacka.
Nice.
Australia, England. Carter Frost, greetings from New Mexico. Woo! 2 a.m. Is the night squad out now?
Fantastic.
And here Rorschach gets what I'm talking about. Good morning, CAD watchers. Let's get it on!
Yeah, it's funny because I feel not only a touch, but quite a lot of apprehension to learn about motion links. I don't know what it is. It's like some feeling I want things to stay where I put them. I don't want them to move around in CAD.
Stay put, don't move.
So first of all, I need to make sure if... So I'm going to use paint to make things obvious. I'm gonna see if a sliding joint needs to be between two components. I guess so. Component 1 and component 2. Yeah, okay. I can't even make the joint without a second component, so there we go. First lesson learned. Already. So, sliding joint still. So this is gonna be the base of the spring that does not move. And then we are going to... I'm gonna copy this component, paste new. Or maybe let's just try to make a copy. So as I said, I have no clue about the how these joints are actually working. So now we have two components, they're a copy of each other. Let's try to make a sliding joint between these. This one. Oh, this is completely wrong. Motion link. Can I make a motion link right away? Is it a as-built joint then? As-built joint? So you see, I really have to take this from... So now I make an as-built joint between these two. Here it is, the rigid one. And now, can I make a motion link now?
Elliot is typing a lot of stuff here. So let's see. Yes, motion is always between two components. And then also the first one you select will be the moving component relative to the second one.
Ah, nice. Thank you. Is it Newsex?
Yeah.
Thank you, Newsex. Let me first of all not work with copies, because that can... Let me do what I thought first, paste a new component. So this is
deleted says here also. Quick tip, I find as-built joint works a lot better than regular joint command. It lets you position everything in its default position with sketches and planes.
Good idea. Moving. So, this is already... Let me change... So let me revert this position of this one, but let me do, I think, almost... This is the default positions with the sketch. Okay, this is better. Now we have green there and red there. So let me... I still don't think we can make a... Okay, I have to choose a joint. As built joint between this and this. Animate. This is a beautiful animation. Okay, so we have the as built joint. Can we now edit this joint? Joint type. Slider. Okay. Mode between two faces, simple to edge intersection. Creates a joint origin. Creates a joint origin on a face. Okay, simple. Slider. And what's this? Snap. Ah, select. Good. Here we go.
Here we go, everybody.
This was the missing link. I have to do something like this. Ah, look at this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We have movement, everyone. We have movement.
What would I do without 103,000 animating this whole stream?
I don't need to do that. You're animating pretty good your own, Martin, huh?
Maybe. So, and what I learned today is that on this sliding joint, you have this little edit joint limits button here.
Sneaky button.
That it's a real sneaky one. And I want to make a rest position. Because I want it to return to the rest position. So let's just put something 30. Okay. It's not resting. Okay, we have to ground one component, I guess. So I want to stop the green one from moving. Revert position. Now that's grounded. Okay. Good.
Wow,
Look.
wow.
So I'm pushing this.
It's almost like magnets. Woo!
So this one I revert. So now is my idea to use this red block as a kind of a spring to pull back this yellow beater. Because it's going to revert. It's not a spring, it's just like a default position. Okay, progress.
Progress, absolutely.
A little bit of progress anyway. You know what? Let's do this.
Elliot keeps writing here. As built means that the objects had to be in position where they already interact. So if you want them to slide on each other touching, you have to move or create them in that position. If they're not touching or in a position where they should belong, then you shouldn't use as built joints.
Okay, that's good information. The master sketch. I think I have sketches turned off. No, I don't. Let me add. I'm gonna put a spring up here just for ease, like this. Finish sketch, and let me find the extrusion command of my yellow beater. I was thinking actually this morning about prototyping things like this, and that like we're going to learn physics simulation and everything. It's going to be fun, but it's going to be very limited. And I think I realized that probably we could prototype with 3D printing in small scale. I think that's pretty interesting. So you can maybe like just print this mechanism like 5 times smaller, and you would have actually a really good kind of idea. I think that would be super fun. That's kind of what Rosero taught me. Like 3D printing is like it's like fantastic for prototyping.
Etalon 3141. Stupid question. I take it you cannot add a default position to the lever arm itself?
Ooh, you're thinking maybe because this has a motion joint. So maybe we can let's look. I think we looked for it yesterday and didn't see it. Like a resting position to this joint. To the arm, no. But to the joint that is driving the arm. Let's see in the browser tree if there is. What is this? Edit joint limits. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Here we go.
Wow.
Gretzky in the chat.
Gretzky's. They're already here. They were here before we even started the stream.
So
that's how much they know where the puck is going.
Okay, and what's interesting is next time when we okay. Let's put a rest here. Maybe it's already solved. So this is why I love streaming. Because the Gretzkys in the chat are on the ball.
On the puck, you mean?
Yeah. Why can't I move this now? This died yesterday as well. Why does it do that?
Renan Kiritani. What would Rosero do? Cool way of thinking, haha.
So this joint broke yesterday again. It's super annoying. This is not the wheel. Sorry, I have to fix this. First of all, let me just do -10. Okay, children, close your eyes.
Oh, they're closed. They're
there's
closed.
There's something else here. What is this? There's 2 bodies here. Okay. We have to find what is happening here. Okay, something has been wrong with this little axle since the beginning. So let's roll back the timeline and see what is happening. So here's a body. That's good. And here's another body. All good so far. And then something is happening around. So let's name this wheel axle. I just have to make sure that all components are what I want them to be. Let's create a component from this body.
Oh wow, Samuel Westergren just joined in here. Hello from Marble Machine 1 photographer Samuel. Hallå Samuel, vad trevligt.
Samuel took the best images. Oh wait, I can show it actually. So Samuel, forever grateful to Samuel's amazing wepix.se actually is the website.
He did all the promo photos and everything for the first Marble Machine in Gothenburg.
Yeah, check this out. This photograph to the left here is Samuel's photograph. So
Brilliant man.
been using that image almost as much as Solstickan cover art on the Swedish matches, which is the world's most replicated artwork. Fun fact. Okay, now this is correct and this is correct. Super nice to hear from you, Samuel. I hope to build a third machine that you can photograph sometime in the future. That's what we're trying to do. Okay, so that's good. So let's now fix this joint between this thing and that thing. And I'm just going to slide it over into the middle. There, it's touching. And it's going to be a revolute joint. We see the animation, that's good.
Oh yeah.
And this thing should be grounded, just like Butters. Thank you.
Oh wow.
Thank you, Hannes.
Wow,
3000.
this early in the day.
Yeah.
Wow.
We have to compensate for me having to learn here. Okay, we're back. Now we can see if the Gretzky in the chat. Okay, yeah, it's not part of the contact set yet. So let's just edit the contact set up here. That's the little thing that decides which components bump into each other. Edit this one. And as you can see, we have only 2 selected. And I have to select the wheel as well. Now when I rotate the wheel, it will push the drumstick. And we have made a resting position. So let's see.
Oh, yes.
No. Did not return. So let's see what happened there. Oh, maybe we made a resting position on this. No. Revert. Okay, so let's check again. Because there's 2 joints here. It's between the gray and the black and between the yellow and the black. So this one doesn't have a resting position now. Let's add one there. And let's see now. It's 2 joints, so maybe we did it in the wrong. Oh!
Whoa!
Yeah!
Whoa! Yahoo!
No, there it's... What's happening now then? Almost.
I celebrated too early.
Yeah.
Sorry, everyone.
Like a biker who lets go of his bike before. Okay. What?
What? When you release it, it snaps back.
Ah. Okay. Well, that's success.
I'll take it.
Now I'm very curious. When we do this, okay, so I'm going to do the same thing on this joint. What was the name of the person who said there's a default position on the beater Gretzky?
Oh, wow. I will scroll up and see if I can
you
find
know
it.
who you are.
I will find you.
Edit joint limits.
Italon 3141.
Yeah. Thank you, Italon, for pointing out like the correct route for me here. Look, now I have a resting position also on the muting. It snaps back. But this, when we're doing this, can you see that the yellow thing is not angling?
Yeah.
And that's not how the function is supposed to work. Revert and save.
Oh, we gotta save, everyone. Can I get a cheers also?
Oh, yes.
Cheers, Martin.
Cheers.
Cheers, everyone out there.
Cheers to chat. I'm trying to not drink in the microphone.
Well.
So I'm gonna make a little stopper here that should push the yellow along. So let's go into this component. So how are you, Samuel? Or if you're still here, let us know what's happening.
Yes, give us updates, Samuel. Woo! Italon says, makes me proud, thanks.
Ah, that's
Aw.
nice. That is nice.
And Kooky Crumbs says, cheers. That's our old friend Kooky right there, right?
That's
On Discord.
That's another Avenger hero returning for the end game.
Yeah, you know, he's here being a moderator.
Oh, yeah. Actually, we've had wonderful moderators on all our streams so far, so we want to thank the moderator team a lot. So thanks, Kooky, for being part of the team.
Brilliance. Cheer Brilliance, our moderator team.
Yep. So, I'm doing a little stopper thing. And these are probably not part of the contact set. No, they're not. So what I mean with that is that you can see this gray part right here sliding into the yellow body. You see how that cuts into the body? There?
Yeah.
Oh. I increased my zoom factor.
Oh,
It's
enhance.
nice, right?
Enhance.
So we have to tell our contact set to also include this and this. Oh, this was already included. So now, when I rotate, the yellow should be angled. Okay, and now we're of course stuck forever then.
Well, to ease your pain, here's an update from Samuel Westergren. He says, I'm fine. Will be a dad any day now. So, whoa, congrats, Samuel.
Congratulations. That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I know parents doesn't want advice, and you won't get anything from me because my own experience is with Wilson, and I don't know how applicable that is. But if you find like similarities between Wilson, just give me a call.
Yeah.
Okay, we have some struggle here. It is working the way I want it to work, but in the beginning. In the beginning, there's some kind of conflict here. So I have to kind of exaggerate what I want it to do. So this is a little why I had apprehension for this project, because I'm suspecting that what I want Fusion to do might be impossible, but it also might just be because what has happened here now then? Why is this going straight through here?
Have you moved anything?
Revert position. Wait, is this one grounded? No, that's not grounded. When I move, can we ground this one? This one is grounded. So when I move this upwards, I just want this to happen.
Wow. Craziness. Rob, Brandon, Craddock, I've joined along for every stream you guys have run in the past week, and it's honestly been such a joy to have some hilarious office mates again after working from home for 2 years now. We're happy to be your office mates.
Yes, and we're happy to have you as our office mate.
Boom.
That's exactly the idea. It's wonderful. But yeah, anyone I'm up against, because yeah. Yes, I think Fusion gets confused when I have 2 shafts.
Inuyasha says, Martin, it conflicts with the drum underneath.
Yeah, but not here.
The push lever will crash into the drum.
Yeah, but here in the beginning, I only want like a couple of degrees of movement. Let me try to move it with a move command instead. See, I'm going to do movement like this. Then Fusion knows exactly what I am trying to do. And see, it doesn't want to. And here all of a sudden it starts to accept it.
Mm-hmm.
Look. Yeah. Yeah. I wanted to show you something cool. When I was researching this, I found from Mike and Lauren, they modeled a working spring Take this.
On our screen, you can see I've made this little spring that not only acts like a spring, but it also springs back on its own. And my reason for making this is I'm trying to...
Yeah, I just want to show you that. That's possible. Fusion doesn't have a feature like that. And I also find John Hackney. This is for some reason off. There is John Hackney.
Oh, John Hackney. He's helped us before.
Yeah, I found John Hackney's tutorials very useful.
Test a motion link instead of driving ratio.
So that's also something I've been researching, and there's a lot of tutorials on this that has been great.
I have 3 different things from chat here. So let's see. Constant Zion. It's pushing against the wheel, but not against the notch. And then we have Graham Evans. Check your moment limits. And Janik W, maybe you could add the kick drum to the contact set.
Yeah, so my issue is starting before here. Oh, wait, what I can do... I could actually do 2... I can show one thing... Okay, now I have an idea. I can duplicate all this, and I can have one thing that shows this, and I can have the other one showing this. That's actually a pretty neat workaround. So let's just duplicate all these parts, except the axles, I guess. Oh, it's only 3 parts. Dee, 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 dee. What's happening? Here we go. Put them in front. And on this secondary thing, I can show the muting mechanism. That's actually everything I need to be able to design this, so I guess that will suffice.
Gyro Cabello, to me the problem seems more a lack of limiting the maximum degrees of freedom of the joint to avoid undesirable movements, isn't it?
Well, Fusion doesn't let me move it at all. So I think it is this stopper that I want free movement. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So let's now make a rigid joint or an as-built joint between this. Wait.
Tommy BGT Suovo. I think that with the current settings, the drum is still a ghost that doesn't influence anything.
So now these two are moving in unison, which is what I want them to do. But we're going to make another joint between this and the shaft. And it chooses revolute by default, which is good. And now it behaves the way I want it to. So you see the difference now is that the yellow thing is angling. It's following the motion. And the point of that is that when we put it like this, now the drum is... 1 second. This second wheel has to be jointed to the shaft. So as a tool for making the design, this workaround is good enough. Oh, I should have set resting position on the muting. Revert position. So I think it's this joint. You can also name the joints. I should have done that. So on this new joint, I'm going to set a resting position right here, which means that when I mute and let go, it snaps back. And then I realized that maybe I don't want that because I want to measure. Yeah, so I'm going to, I'm sorry, I'm actually going to remove that. So the point with this whole thing is to make this programming node, the triangle, clear this yellow thing. So now you can see here we have clearance.
Yeah.
So it's not touching, which means that this drum stick will not play. And the whole idea is to figure out if we have enough space to do this and geometries with using this crankshaft. And I am a little bit nervous about this space. You can see we're going into the kick drum here. That's not really optimal. Revert position. Yeah, I'm actually happy because what I think, to put this in the same thing, I do not know if Fusion would accept that. I think, so to explain the issue exactly what I want to do, maybe someone can replicate it. I want to be able to move this freely, but this should not be able to rotate backwards against this circle. So when I move this, this thing should always go forward like it does. But then if this still could pivot freely on this circle, that would be the whole thing. But let's not cross the river to fetch water. Let's just keep on designing with this tool right here.
Evan Coots. Hi, Martin and Hannes from Melbourne, Australia. I love the new CAD-only approach. The streams are so fun. So happy you have moved to version 3 and left the MMX behind, as great as it is. Thanks for the music.
Oh, thank you so much. It's I think the process for this project is 100 times better than anything we've done before. I totally agree with you. It's very nice to hear. And I hope to show everyone in the end, if we have like a functioning Marble Machine 3 in a year from now, people will like, oh, it was pretty smart moving to CAD only. That's really, the thirst for revenge is burning in my mouth.
You can taste it.
Like to underscore this point that just was made from chat, we have some footage from the first building of the first machine. And yeah, you can kind of see how that process, it was suboptimal. You can say here, yeah.
You lose.
Yeah, I prefer this type of work much better. Or as we also usually say,
My machine will work.
yeah.
Speaking the truth.
Speaking the truth. Okay, let's get down to it. I'm worried about the space between this kick drum and this wheel. As you can see...
Duker says, wouldn't a Revolute joint with limits do what you want?
No, this is
No?
what we have. It is what we have. Oh, wait. It's actually... Oh, wait. It's not what we have. Now I open my small ears. I used this. Okay. Martin, you have to listen before you speak. Let's try. Oh yeah, it can. Okay. Now we'll see. We have one more thing to try. So I made this stop, but it's a physical stop, and that's maybe confusing Fusion. So let's delete this feature. So now we don't have that stop anymore. So but it's not following. So if we go to, I'm just going to check what we did with the spring here. We have a resting position there, yes. But if we go to this joint, now I'm with you. This might work, it also might not work.
Let's try.
Minimum and maximum, of course. This is of course. Maybe Fusion has thought about this. Who knows? So this is the minimum, and the maximum is 20. Oh, I'm in the wrong joint. Let's cancel this. There are 2 joints here. Which one is the other one then?
Red Rasmuller Confusion 360.
That's a classic. Invented on my channel.
Yes, I take full credit.
The following assembly relationships already exist. Rev 1. Where is Rev 1 then? Is it this one? There's actually 2 flags here. Is this the one? Let's just enter something here. Okay. Here we go. And we have a minimum now. Okay. No. The yellow thing is not rotating when I rotate this. It's just staying in its resting position. So it's not. So maybe if we skip the rest, let's try. No, that's wrong. Let's try to skip the resting position and see now. We can also animate. That's actually smart. Let's animate this. Okay, so this is perfect. Now we have joint limits. But it's not rotating when I do this handle. This contact set broken? Never mind for now. So the question is how to tell the yellow thing that you should actually be rigid with you. And I thought my workaround with a stop there, with a positive stop. Let's try that one more time now when we have the joint limits. So I'm just going to project this and this. I'm just going to make a little thing here. Like a little thing.
A small thingy thing.
Yeah. And then this works. Okay, wait. So this works better now when we don't have the rest. But where is the rest position on this? Okay, interesting. Let's now try the... Maybe we're getting somewhere here. Maybe...
Okay, a lot of tips from chat. Rob Brandon Craddock. Let's see what he says. No, he removed it.
This. See, now it's not. Oh wait, of course not, because it's. Okay.
Jerome Verbong. The axle is rotating in both parts. That means the minimum and maximum angle will start to spin the axle inside the gray part.
Yeah, that's why I want to use this stop. And right now it's just going through because it's not part of the contact set. That's a good point. The minimum is spinning, and that's what I was hoping for. So this works now. Now the stop is taking it. Let's put a resting position on this one. Why isn't it actually already a resting position?
Linus Albertsson, maybe the mechanical stop confuses fusion when you CAD it in contact.
You mean it should be like a small little digital gap?
RST trigger 003, create a joint between the yellow thing and the gray one directly without including the shaft.
That's interesting.
And Rob Brennan Craddock, isn't that behavior expected? You're telling the beater to rotate without friction around the lower pivot point so that when you move the lever, the lack of friction prevents the beater moving.
Yeah, but we want to simulate. So what's not here is there's two springs connected to the cage. So this is a cage. It's maybe that's sometimes I forget what I'm not explaining. There's two springs. The yellow thing is connected to the gray thing with two springs on each side. And I should maybe mark them. But first of all, we're very close here, but this one is not returning. And I don't understand why. So I just want to find out why. What's this joint? Edit joint. Between muting lever and muting axle. Okay, this is this joint. So why edit joint limits? Why is the resting position not? Rest 2 degrees, rest 0 degrees. Why is the resting position all of a sudden just not working anymore? I'm going to delete this joint. Then this should be no. Okay, so that was another joint. So what's this joint then? Confusion 360.
Confusion 360.
Oh, is it because... Okay, so it's definitely this joint. And all of a sudden, it just ignores this. Why? That it takes that one.
Sebastian Yeminius, can the resting position of the beater be set in regards of the muting lever instead of absolutely?
Yeah, so first of all, I just have to figure out why. I'm going to delete this joint as well. So now the resting position. Delete. Make a new joint between you and you. Okay, good. And I should also name my joints because that's have been a downfall so far. So this is my new beautiful joint. And I'm going to say muting lever to pivot. Never mind spelling. And if we edit this joint's limits, should be able to get it to move like this. 0 degrees. Okay. I don't understand. It says some kind of override here. Yeah, I don't think this is a productive rabbit hole. It feels like there's some kind of override happening. We're so close. Why are things moving up here? What is this? I'm gonna delete this sliding joint and delete these two components.
Graham Evans conflicting resting positions.
Yeah, something, I think it's something like that.
RST trigger 003. Definitely you need two joints. One between the gray thing and the shaft and the other between the gray and the yellow things. For the second one, you can set the resting position and limits.
Yeah, I need resting positions for both though. So let's do this. Let's delete all the joints. Or anyway, all these joints, because it's a good idea to have it between the yellow and... I just want to create one joint with a resting position again that works. So now there's no joints anywhere. You can see we can pull these things apart. So let's start from scratch. Maybe we should hide...
You're pulling me apart, Lisa.
So I remove that little axle. Joint between you and you. So if nothing else, we will learn where joints are conflicting. Muting lever. Now I'm going to add a resting position to this joint. Rest at 0 degrees. Okay. Now this should work. Okay, good. Look, now this resting position is working. That's what we want. Now let's join the yellow thing to the gray thing. Perfect. Okay. And now we have the expected behavior that... Oh, look at this. It's breaking the rest position. I haven't put a second rest position at all. Somewhere here, I'm going to start to blame Fusion and not myself, actually.
It's never your fault. It's always Fusion, you know.
Because...
It just doesn't understand
It just doesn't
our
understand
brilliant
me.
ideas.
Honest 3000, it doesn't understand me.
No? It sucks.
Yeah, so this is the point where this is not a productive rabbit hole anymore, but it was super fun to learn more about it. But to make design decisions, I don't need to bump up against inexplicable behavior of these resting positions. I'm not interested in going further with it right now, actually, because we don't have to cross the bridge to get some water. But it's annoying AF
Well, I can tell.
So I'm I'm suffering with all the people in chat who wanted to see this work, and definitely need to understand more about relationships. Kind of when you start a movement and you have several joints, how does Fusion prioritize this joint over the other? So let's talk about design instead.
Cookie Crumbs going to leave that one to rest. Boom!
That's brilliant.
Elliot says that's why it's breaking and collisions don't really work, as they are one-time events and Fusion doesn't work with those. Yeah, and he wrote earlier there, the rest position of your wooden lever is relative to the muting lever, not to the prog. The programming drum, I guess. That's why it's breaking.
It hurts. So this is why what my idea from the beginning was to use this sliding thing. Why is you move? Why is you move?
Why is your move now?
I'm gonna ground you like butters. So my idea, check this out. If we use this, I'm bullied back down into the rabbit hole by myself.
I can't stop it now.
My idea is if we use this to revert the yellow thing, just like a spring, then I can also show my design better.
And Elliot says here, one thing to keep in mind, if you're doing physics simulation afterwards, you do not need to put joints and motion links in Fusion. You'll do that in the sim software.
Yeah. That's a good point. The reason I want to learn this now is to have this kind of lowest level simulation tool for designing, just to see how things kind of moves.
Oh wow, rumors are spreading out here in chat now, Martin. D-Vibe. Martin, is it true that you belong to the elite of disc golfers in Sweden?
I have competed in Swedish national championships, but I was
Dead last.
eaten like the goat in Jurassic Park is what I always say. I went single match against the European silver medalist, and he was in the forest like on a par 5. I thought I could take that hole from him. He throws a 200-meter roller, parks it like valet parking under the basket, and I'm just like, And we had like 100 people watching, only me and him go up against each other in Swedish national championship. It was super fun.
Greatest moment of your life.
But I sucked. I was very good at putting, but my mental game in competition was not good. So here's my thing. If we use this thing to revert the yellow thing, and if I rotate this thing with this thing, that's my little idea. But I don't know if we should spend time on this. I do not know if we should spend time on this. I'm conflicted. As conflicted as the fusion joints.
It looked like you were getting into your rest position right there.
You mean this?
Let's just see here. Yawen Kirtsey. The muting part could be the separate part. That is putting the yellow's axle to the front and fixing it there. A spring will always try to put the yellow axle back. Mm-hmm.
The added value of me going a little bit deeper is that I can show everyone the mechanism I'm going for. So regardless if we can fix the movement, I think that in by itself is worth it. So let's do that for that reason, if nothing else. Let me do... Yeah, okay. So that's actually a valid reason for digging a little bit deeper. So what I'm cutting now is the two spring holders. Ugly, but that's okay. Let's join this.
Paul Wilkins, it's a good idea to leave it for now. Other people can explore this problem space and come back to you with solutions if they exist.
Oh, that's a very, very good idea. Then let me just finish this by making it clear like how the springs will act. So here's our springs. Oh, I want
it that way.
I want it to go the other way. So let's see if I can do that. Edit joint limits. Rest 600. Okay, nice.
ZTube, nice to join you for my morning coffee, but I need to go to work. Have a good day. Happy to keep you company during the thinking oil session. Have a nice day at work, ZTube.
Yes. Good luck with whatever you're doing. I'm sure you will excel my results for today so far. So I'm gonna leave it here. For this to work, this would have to pull the yellow thing, but the red thing would also have to pivot with this. So there has to be like a... Yeah, I'm leaving this now.
Yeah, I'm taking the shovel and I'm filling up this rabbit hole right here.
Good. Other people would... it would be great if you could figure it out. I hope... You know what? Let's go to the iPad and I'll show you the design on the iPad.
Here we go.
So if you want to CAD this, this is what it should be. So here's the programming thing. Here's the registrator. And here's the pivot point of the muting thing. I'm gonna make some better colors so it's easy to understand. And so this is also from this. And then we have the spring holder here and a spring holder here. And then we have springs here. And if I fill the different parts so we can know what's what. Yellow. 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 Beautiful. Red. Maybe we can make the pen a little bit larger and this will be more beautiful. Red. 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 And we also need a little handle here. Beautiful.
Wow. Wow. Artist right there.
So pivot here. Pivot here. And this one. Is moving like this. And this one is also moving like that. But the springs are obviously holding it. So when you secure this in place here, when you lock this position here, the triangle will push this out this way. But when you unlock the position here and you lift the muting lever, the thing as we showed will tilt this way.
Woo!
and then the triangle won't hit it. So the trick is to this is the so you can that should be so let me add just so if someone wants to dive into this muting lever beater, and then we have pivot 1, pivot 2, and then springs, extension springs, E springs. And the range of movements, so these springs should be like tunable here, so you can tune, and that's how you get the perfect action on the drum. So this will be a very big thing in the design later. So this is basically the design I want to make. If you can make that work in Fusion 360, it's super interesting. But for now, let's move on.
Ooh. Let's keep trucking.
Yep. Yeah, so you could see, did you feel my apprehension through that segment, Hannes?
Oh, no. Oh, no. Leave it.
Revert position.
So what's our next thing then?
I'm going to look at how we can create some more space. This is because I think the distance between this is just not enough distance from this peak to the kick drum.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is like, where do we find more space?
Just make it wider.
The whole machine?
Yeah, even wider. Didn't you talk? You mentioned it yesterday about perhaps moving that drum a bit back.
Yeah, that's why it's so lovely to have the timing belts, because we're free to do things like that.
Yeah.
I think the machine is starting to get huge.
It needs to be. And have we told people why we switched to belt?
Not today. I think we should explain that in detail.
Yeah. Do you have a nice little image, perhaps?
1 second. 1 second. I have to update this design. Oh, it's a linked component. I'm stupid. Let's create a new sketch on the region plane. I just want to measure the width of the whole machine right now. It's almost 2 meters already.
Boom.
Yeah, so these big drums. Another idea is to make this drum smaller. I don't want that. So fast running into space issues.
And Satish Kumar 5. Share the CAD, Martin. People can give feedback then.
Okay, perfect. Let's make that's actually a good intermission in front of the next thing. So the reason we use this belt is because
Simply, it's because it preys on noise.
it preys on noise, everyone. Let's make a step file out of this. So this is classic in all my design journeys, that sometimes it feels like you are on a stair with very long steps. And you want to take the next step up, but the steps by themselves are so long, so you have to keep on walking on that step to get to the next step. And this is what I feel right now. So export. So I'm going to put a download link in the description to the step file. I promised to do that already 2 days ago, so I'm happy to get that done. And that will give me some pause from this failed motion links attempt. What's annoying me is that I don't know if Fusion failed or if it was me. Everyone can take a guess.
100% Fusion. We can all agree on that. 100%.
So maybe you want to show, while I'm uploading this, maybe you want to show the ideas so far, Hannes?
Oh yeah, I can do that, of course. Let me just prepare.
I'm also just going to double check that the step file is working. And now let's try this.
So let's start to check out what appeared in our Dropbox since yesterday. This is from Andy right here. This is Marble Drop Path, so he is really going where the puck is gonna be in the future, right?
Yeah. The step file is working. Oh, that's cool. I love that kind of sketch. It's clear. So let me just upload a file before we look at this image.
Yeah.
CAD. Let's put it here. Copy Dropbox link.
Sijadl by Kos. Sorry for your name there. But he has a valid question here. When do you plan to release new MM3 t-shirt with "It Preys on Noise"? That's a given.
Okay, let's check this out. What is this? Drill holes, double ball width so they don't jump the gap. We grow marble size sorting channel for the top of escalator. In tray of the base, so they don't have any joining tracks for the balls to jump on. Can be lined with yoga mat to reduce noise. I like this suggestion is preying on noise. Noise reduction is going to be a central theme in the whole design. I love this suggestion. I love that you mentioned that. So this is a size ball sorter like a coin machine. Drill holes, double ball width so they don't jump the gap.
Brill?
V-groove marble size sorting channel for top of escalator. Yeah, this is a very good idea. I think we've been thinking along those lines, and I think that something like that will need to happen if we are going to collect. Because on this machine, maybe we're going to use different size of marbles. And if we're going to do that in collected lift, we have to also sort them out, which should be very, very simple. Cool. So, Hannes,
Yeah?
you have an email with a download link?
Yeah, I think fix that straight after we're done
Yep.
going through these.
Let's go through this.
Yeah.
Unmuted. Spring relaxed. Aha. Ha. Yes. This is a cool idea. This is a cool idea. We have a physical stop for the... We need a physical stop for the drumstick. Huh. This might be simpler than my plan.
Benjamin Garans.
Benjamin
Woo!
Garans. This is super nice. On the Marble Machine Maker Kit project that we've been designing together with Florian, the thing I've been working on in this break, we actually reverted to something like this.
Cool beans.
Wait, I'm not done with it. Where is the contra spring coming though? Can we oh wait. Hang
That's
on.
on you.
Hang on. Exactly. This is interesting. We have to put it in I have to prepare my screens.
I'll just do this until you get it sorted out.
So, yeah, I have it sorted out. Can we go to the iPad?
iPad?
Let's go to the Sketchpad. Plus screen size. So here's the drum beater. We need springs in two directions. We need springs like this, and we need springs like this. So when we put a muting thing on the same
Those of you just tuned in, you're now watching a man thinking about design. This is the content you've been craving. One man against unspeakable odds, building a functional marble machine.
Jesus.
Will he get it right this time?
Or will we live in a world
With no
without
marbles. Will he get it right, or has he in fact lost all his marbles?
Okay, so can we have the iPad screen plus the suggestion? No.
Now you're pushing the limits, Martin.
Can we go back to the suggestion? Okay, so so this spring, this is the question mark for me. Either this holder pivots with the red part, or it's stationary. So, hang on. This is exactly my previous idea, just using the same. What we have here is my exact idea, but using, because then this is very interesting. This spring will pull the yellow thing away, but we're using the same pivot point. And the springs will be resting at all times. It's basically just using the same pivot point, but the same idea. But if we fixes this to a stationary point, the green spring holder, we have something that behaves different. Okay, very good pointing out of this possibility. Let's have a look in CAD. And while I'll no, this doesn't work. Here we go. So let's move over. Okay, it's on me. It's on me.
you.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, here we go. Whoa.
Here we go. Now you
Here
can,
we go.
now you can move over. Sorry. It's interesting because it's removing one pivot point and it's the exact same solution, just using the same pivot point. And one good idea with having a separate pivot point for the muting mechanism is that you could have it so a very tiny movement of a lever somewhere, a very small distance, gives a huge leverage so the registrator flies away. So this little yellow thing flies away from the programming wheel very quickly. Awesome suggestion. Got me thinking. Good stuff. Thank you. Okay, let's have a look at the next one.
A little video here.
Can we play it? Yeah, it's a resting motion joint. Great. Thank you for that one. Mounting lever red can remain stationary with the help of a bistable mechanism. Yes, that's the idea. And the beater blue will be activated by the rhythm wheel as intended. The spring will stretch and then return to the beater to original. This is exactly the idea. When the muting lever is rotated counterclockwise, the beater will follow and the spring will remain at rest. That's exactly the idea. One thing to keep in mind is that the bistable mechanism will have to keep the muting lever stationary with more force than the spring will produce when stretched to its full length. If it's not strong enough, the muting lever will get pulled along when the beater is activated by the rhythm wheel. So Dan, this is a great example of exactly my plan. And if you guys want to get credited, please put your name inside the images. One thing that there's only one thing that you missed in this design, and it's that the blue stick needs to go over its length. So right now the blue stick will bump up against the red little stop just below the spring, which means the blue stick will never reach the drum skin. So my idea is that the blue stick is tensioned and the force then is released, and then the blue thing has to pivot through the positive stop, because we don't want the resting position to be on the drum skin. That won't produce a good sound. So we need the drumstick to temporarily go through its positive stop, hit the drum skin, and then come back to its normal position. And that's why the only difference between my idea and this design, if we go over to the iPad, is the two springs. So basically, Dan had a positive stop here. No, sorry. A positive stop here. Am I thinking correctly? Yeah, which makes it impossible for the drum beater to actually make contact in a good way with the drum skin. So we need to pivot through the positive stop. Okay, let's look at the next one. Good stuff. People are sending good stuff.
Okay.
Can you read the text?
Pockets for pallet lift for easy maneuver. Okay.
Ah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Integrated pallets.
Oh, that is pretty cool. Let's head over to the design requirement. That's form from function, everyone. We're gonna have pallet lift like on stage. Let's check this out right here. Pallet lift pockets. Of course, we probably want a case, and then it should be on the case. Pallet lift pocket on the machine itself.
Boom.
Question mark. Cool idea. Thank you for that one.
Okay, Juan Carballo.
Wow, look at
that.
this.
Looks like a robot. A gizmo quack.
So this is a tweak of marble machine X conveyor belt, which has been lengthened. Oh, but we saw something from front yesterday with the gear train, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so cool. Taking the... yeah, so that's the reverted. These are great ideas. Can I see the previous one? Yeah, so here the below wheel is not powered, but this is cool. And this is the reverted, yeah. This is because we've reverted the direction of the programming wheel. And cool. Oh, now we have a submission from this very stream. It's Swedish. Kanske det blev knas här när ni skaffade detta i kontakt. So this is the same idea someone else had, that maybe it shouldn't have been in contact. And yeah, maybe that's a point. I'm not gonna go back down, but good for the reminder. Thumb screw on roller. Tensioner has to be on slack side of belt, or crank will compress spring and alter timing. Course adjust with pin. Keep up the good work, Mr. Pip. Thank you, Mr. Pip. Some thumb screw on roller. Yeah, that's a good idea, I guess. And thank you for
now.
Encouraging. Was absolutely a great batch.
Yeah.
Got me thinking.
I will get the CAD thing sorted now then.
Yeah, so you have a link in the email, and then everyone will be able... I imported the step file, so this is the file you're getting for now. And I'm going to import the step file more. Update the step file. It's called. So let me go and think about this. So what I will do is that I'm going to look at this in a new... I'm thinking also how to reach this with a lever. I'm thinking a Bowden cable could be something. Bowden cable lever that's like, they come like off the shelf.
So it should be in the description now. Let's see if I also can post it in chat for those of you that are interested.
Did you write like a text, like download the latest?
Download current CAD file here.
Perfect. Can you download current Marble Machine 3 CAD file here? Can you specify?
I can do that.
Absolutely fantastic. So what that previous suggestion from Benjamin showed me is that the only reason for having two different pivots, is if we run out of sideways space, because we want like 5 drumsticks on a snare drum, so it has to be, the mechanism has to be as narrow as possible, and it's to alter the treble length of this. So I'm going to think loud here again, as I do by creating a new component. Master sketch. I'm just going to work on this in a sketch. Reverse position.
Ooh, hydration.
Nice. So my point is that if I make a pivot point far away here, and I lock this position, and I make a long lever arm like this, down to here, which is the registrator, and I tell these blue lines that they are collinear, I can rotate this, and a very small movement up here makes a huge movement down there. You can see how this ball down here is dancing around. So depending on how the muting is working, we can clear this triangle with a much smaller mechanical movement if we're free with this pivot point. So if I do the same design on this one, so I'm gonna lock this. The travel must be much longer to clear the programming pins. But it might not be an issue.
And just to go where the puck is gonna be, Martin.
Yeah.
When people want to send in what they've done with their CAD, should we use the same link as a suggestion?
Yeah,
On the Dropbox in the
send
same one?
step files to the file request link.
Yep.
So can you maybe add that in the description text that STEP files are also welcome. CAD step files are also welcome. Like in the description of the file request link.
Yes.
Then I can open people's CAD on stream. It's super fun. So here's my point that the closer the pivot point is to the registrator, the more the muting system has to travel, is my point. Yeah, I need to marinate on this, Hannes. I feel a little bit stuck on this, but that's very normal. It's the stair with the long steps again. And I'm also a little bit disappointed why we have so little space already.
So let's start thinking, how can we create more space? Can we move the drum?
Yeah, there's... Oh, wait. We could have a smaller kick drum, perhaps. Maybe we shouldn't have, like, the... The alternatives are move the things further apart, because we're almost there. We're almost there. So move the things, just 5 centimeters might be enough.
That's all we need.
5 centimeters might be enough. Okay, how long is a drumstick?
Regular drumstick?
Yeah.
Chat, you know what to do.
The length of a regular drumstick would be very interesting.
(15 to 17.5 inches from Paul Wilkins.
Fantastic, thank you. So that would be from here to here.
D-Vibe and Fredrik Ideborg. Hur långt är ett snöre? Frågetecken.
15 inches translates to 381 centimeters. This looks pretty good. I would sleep better at night if...
You mean you would find your rest position easier come night
if the drums and the wheel were further apart. I would just like blow this design issue wide open and like with the ideas of So let's do that. I've been apprehensive around doing that from the beginning because I don't want the footprint of the machine to be like too crazy. But maybe it's too late for that.
Oh, we passed crazy, Martin. We passed it long time ago.
Did we? Did we now? Did we now? Okay. So let's open the... This is the design that is governing everything else. I'm going to clean this up. Now we're here. All the blue stuff has to go because that is not what we're here for. So let me just clear this out. And yeah, but I'm too naive, Hannes. We can't have a 2 meter wide machine. This is what bugs me right now. Either I have to kill my darling of having the same sized programming wheel, like this loop wheel.
Why does it need to be that big?
Because I wanted it to be the same stock as the top one, and gear-wise it would be easier. It's just the same tooth count. It would be... Oh wait, we actually have a... Let's check. We have a pulley from the silent sync pulley system from the factory. So let's look at the largest off-the-shelf pulley there is. So this is 737. So if we went down to 800, an 800, and this has 168 teeth. 168 divided by 8. Do you know what that is? I can calculate it. 168 divided by 8, 21. So then we will go from a 20. This is possible. So we could win 5 centimeters in both ends by reducing the size of the loop machine to 800 millimeter instead of 900. So let's have a look at that. It hurts.
Sometimes that's good.
700.
Killing your darlings is never easy.
No, wait, I'm saying 800. No, it's not. But we're here. Either I learn to kill my darlings, or I give up on the project.
Yeah.
Look at all that space here. Here.
Oh,
Ooh.
infinite space.
It's almost nicer looking, isn't it?
Yeah.
With a little smaller drum loop. It's still, the timing is still going to be awesome. And I think it gives us the wiggle room we would need without increasing the footprint of the machine. So let's measure now, like including the marble catching thing, or maybe the marble catching like net thing.
And also, as Wujumon says, can't you push loop drum back?
Yeah, so yes, but that increases the footprint here. What if, check this out, Hannes, Paradis.
Oh, I am ready.
I'm thinking a little bit about transportation. I'm thinking a little bit about doors. All my marble machines have been stuck into rooms because the doors were not big enough. So I'm thinking, if the machine is 2 meters in all directions, but what if the marble catching system that is here, well, we have some removable components, like easily removable for transportation. And maybe this drum is even removable if needed, which means that this right line here is the front footprint during transportation.
Yeah. A new hashtag is emerging in chat today as well. Hashtag Team Kick Drum in the programming wheel. We've seen that suggestion before.
Yeah.
Is there something to it?
It's a beautiful outside the box thinking. The hubless design that was suggested yesterday, I think it's too difficult to pull off with precision, and it's too noisy. And most of all, I want the kick drum and the snare drum next to each other. So, but I love the suggestion. Yeah, I'm gonna move the loop. I'm not gonna make the loop machine smaller. I'm gonna move it back.
Ooh.
And because I also want this like leaning frame like this. And maybe like 2 wheels. If the lower wheel is like further back, that might be something. So let's remove all this clutter. Because I saw the machine was not so wide. I have to check why this is constrained. I think it's constrained under. I have to find this constraint.
Enhance.
Vertical constraint. I want to remove that. Okay, that was it. And we're moving this.
Woohoo! Yes, now we're talking.
It actually creates a kind of a nice
Yes.
something.
It creates a nice something. You can quote us on that, people.
Let's add a new constraint like this. So I think we need 10 centimeters or something. Let's add 12. Boom. And then I'm just going to say your relationship is boom. This is still yes. I just have to set the height. And we've been, during previous streams, we've been doing this model very parametric. So everything I do now should propagate into our latest model. But look at that. It's majestic, Hannes Knutsson.
Majestic, regal, royal.
And now it's still too small, so let's go back on the... I'm going to use this function, D11. D11, boom. The inside is D18. D18. This might also be good for the resonator pipes and stuff for the vibraphone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let me see if everything is propagating now. So here is the model, the main component, the assembly. So I'm going to update a whole lot of components now when I hit this update. And we can see Fusion is struggling with this, probably. Fusion is absolutely struggling with this. It's crashed.
Oh! No!
Yeah. Well.
What can you do? What can you do?
Now I get all red because my screen is red.
Yeah.
With digital makeup.
The error light. Okay, people seem excited now that we're starting to move around stuff in the design.
Okay. Yeah.
It's good. Good exercising for all of us.
Yeah, this is exactly, so this is good. This is exactly what we're doing now in this part of the process, finding the big positions.
Yeah.
So so that I'm happy for that's it, that's good progress. And we're back.
Nope. We're not. There we are.
There we are. So I kind of pushed Fusion. I should go into the designs themselves and update them. It's better. So let's open this one and see what was... This was actually saved. Good. And this has not updated. ¿Por qué no? So why? Okay, so recovered. If I try to save this. Let's go first to the drivetrain assembly. I'll open that file separately. I'm going to try to go to the bottom and I'm going to upgrade a little bit from the bottom. This is a graphic issue with Fusion.
Fusion. Why are you not playing along today?
No, it's me. It's probably me.
It's never you, Martin.
It's not you, it's me. Fusion is not crashing, but it's okay. Now here we go.
Nice.
Okay, so this is good here, and now my browser window is gone. This is wonderful. Thank you, Fusion. So you can see this is a display bug. So when I choose another component, it goes here.
Nice. Looks perfectly fine.
And often when you choose another component long enough, it will just work. Okay, let me try to fix this maybe without full screen window. I think it's related to full screen window.
Are we pushing it too hard?
Okay, some streams are going to be like this.
Yeah.
This is like the thing that this is just, I think maybe everyone can relate to this feeling when stuff is just not working.
Do you know what it's called, Martin?
Reality.
Life.
Oh, I'm gonna restart Fusion 360. Thanks for keeping us company.